Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show. Hello and welcome to a very, very special edition of the Helping Hand TV show. Today's episode is very special. We are going a bit off script and we are going a bit out of the studios. It's a celebration of love. We are celebrating love. H4P is at it again. We are lending a helping hand to the disability community. It's the Helping Hand TV show. Enjoy it. I'll go for a break. When I come back, we'll get into the episode. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me, the voice of ability and air for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend. Others call her the sweet companion. And others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable. And she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels. DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels. DV Cleaners Body Lotions. DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos. DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners. DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents. DV Cleaners Hand Wash. DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners. DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners. DV Cleaners Cake Soaps. And now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners!
Nature's finest touch!
Welcome back.
The H4P Organization is 12 years old and as part of activities to mark the first anniversary of the passing of Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman, the beloved mother of the CEO of H4P, Bishop Dr. Charles Kofi Hackman. The H4P Organization is organizing a physiotherapy event to bring relief to children with cerebral palsy and their caregivers, dubbed Celebration of Love.
The Celebration of Love is an event to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the passing of my mom, Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman. I call it Celebration of Love because my mom was an embodiment of love. My mom was actually the very similitude of love. Anybody that met my mom said the same thing. She's very loving. She's very accommodating. The strongest point for me is the fact that God gave me the privilege to be her son. Everything I know, I learned from my mom. Celebration of love is to celebrate a life well lived by Mrs. Christina Nanso Hackman. She passed about a year ago, but all the good things she did are still here with us. The contribution she made towards the disability community through the H4P Organization, an organization I'm privileged to head. Her ideas have been the strength of the H4P Organization. We are known all over the world because of the kind of projects we do, and she is the brain behind all that. I think my mom is the very definition of love. So in honor of her 1 year anniversary since she passed, I think a celebration of love is appropriate. I miss her very much, and I thank God for the opportunity to have encountered somebody like my mom. Baby, as we fondly call her, was like everything. She would sacrifice everything she has just to satisfy someone that needs it more. She believed that she's in a privileged position, and so it's her job to make sure that other people have the kind of life that will please God, that will make them always look up to God and say, "Thank you, God." If you look at this pretty face, that's baby. She exudes love. She expresses love. She actually is like the manifestation of love. Anybody that met her will say the same thing, that baby is a lovely woman. In spite of what she was going through, she was able to put it aside to take care of other people's children, to help other people with their issues. No matter what she was going through, she was always aware that she has to be a helping hand to somebody. Hence the Helping Hand TV show that H4P Organization produces. I think the celebration of love is very, very important. We are not celebrating any other thing but love. The Bible says that God is love, and I'm so proud that my mom made me to understand really the love of God. And so on her 1 year anniversary, 1 year since she passed, I think she would be so happy to know that the love she taught me, the love she exhibited before me all throughout my growth, she'll be so proud to know that I'm also sending that love to other people. She'll be so happy to know that her good works, all the ideas she gave me for the H4P Organization, the H4P National Inter-Schools Disability Fund Games, the Helping Hand Community Project, recently before she passed, the Ability Praise Concert. I think she'll be so proud to know that her good works live on and her good name lives on. That is why we are doing the celebration of love. And I think it's also appropriate for me and for the H4P Organization to lend a helping hand to the With God Cerebral Palsy Center. The reason we are doing celebration of love with them is because the founder of With God Cerebral Palsy Center exhibits some qualities that I see in my mom. She's tenacious. Ellen is pertinacious. Ellen is unyielding. Ellen is relentless. She's a goal-getter. When she puts something in front of her to achieve, she would go all out for that. And that's the thing I like about Ellen. She started the center from Teshin, and she's progressed it, and she's now having a bigger center in Winnipeg. And this kind of tenacious attitude, that's my mom. That's Mrs. Christina Nanswa Hackman. She never gave up. She was so resolute in all her decisions, all her endeavors. And I see the same thing with Ellen, the founder of With God Cerebral Palsy. And I want to say kudos to her. It's always a pleasure for me when I get the opportunity to play a small role in her success story. And for me and the H4P organization, we have this kind of relationship with God Cerebral Palsy to help them achieve the aim for which God sets them up.
I am the executive director of With God Cerebral Palsy Ghana, which has 2 branches, one in Teshi and one in Winnipeg. The Winnipeg branch is called the Center of Abilities. I am also a graduate of the University of Education in Winnipeg. I actually studied community-based rehabilitation and disability studies. So more or less like a rehabilitation officer. So the journey of a special mother actually comes with so much challenges and exposure. Things you never think that you face in life, you do go through when you have a child with. And having a child with special needs in our part of the world, Ghana, is not easy. Society, stigma, the rejection from families and friends actually makes you turn your vision of the world around. And in fact, that is what happened to me. After a while, I think there was a day that something happened to my daughter. It had always been her and myself and, in fact, my husband. So this time around, I decided, they were not at home, I was left with her, decided to buy something from just not too far, about 10 minutes walk. After coming back, I saw her on the bed with burns on her face, swollen face, and I was like asking her, Nana, who came here? Who did this to you? And she couldn't answer. So with tears, like it dawned on me, so if I could leave my child for just 10 minutes, less than that I could see, and this could happen to her. What about those that lock their children in the room for the whole day to go and find something for them to eat? So that was when I started With God Cerebral Palsy Ghana, that we could give a second home to these children. I couldn't go to physio again because of the stigma on the road to the physio center. The slaps from people, the insults, and you have to pay all the bills and the whole roll of the seat of the trotro, or you get down. So I said that, okay, why don't we bring physio to the doorstep of these parents and the student? And that is what exactly I started. That is how the genesis of the whole thing. And when we started, it was parents leaving their homes, coming to have some kind of rescue, some kind of joy whereby we can encourage ourselves, learn how to do physio on our own. And in fact, it went so well. But alongside, I just thought that, okay, it's in a way a waste for the mothers as well, because they come and sit there the whole day. I have to cook for them, we chat, we do this, the light bill, the water bill, everything was on me. So I said, why don't we do another thing by taking the children in for this parent to also go out and do something, because most of them are able parents, so they can go and work as well. So we did that. Alongside, we noticed that that wasn't also helping much, because most of the parents has lost their jobs. They couldn't they didn't actually know what to do. So that was when we started with the vocational skills, the training. So we started training them in liquid soap, parasol, and other things, so that even at their homes, they could have a table and still do a business. So that is how it has been. And ever since, we have stuck on that. So the children come in, parents go out to do something for themselves. And that is how far we have come.
She's doing an amazing job. She's helping children with cerebral palsy. She's helping parents who have children with cerebral palsy. And she's doing it with her own resources, her own finances and all that. I am aware she's even furthered her education so that she can be better in what she's doing. all at her own expense. I mean, these are the kind of people we need to support. And so the celebration of love, that is supposed to be the 1 year anniversary celebration of the passing of my mom, Mrs. Christina Nanswa Hackman. I think it is so important that on an occasion like this, we lend a helping hand to somebody like Ellen and the project she's doing, helping humanity, which is what my mom stood for, showing so much love to these children that are neglected, they are left. The families that have these children are always neglected by the larger family. But Ellen has taken it upon herself to be there for these children. And the Helping Hand team, we also want to be there for her. The Celebration of Love project, what we are doing in honor of my mom, Mrs. Christina Hackman, and to celebrate also the anniversary of With God Cerebral Palsy Center. What H4P is doing is that we are bringing in physiotherapists, very seasoned physiotherapists, and we are going to have free physiotherapy sessions for the children, because for cerebral palsy situations, physiotherapy is the only thing that really is key to their development, and it's very expensive. So most parents don't go for physio. Most parents don't have the means, so they can't afford taking their children for physiotherapy sessions. So we thought that we should take the physio to them. We are going all the way to Winneba. We have a team of dedicated medical staff, physiotherapists, who have been so generous to come with me on this Celebration of Love project. The H4P Organization, we are going all the way to Winneba to have a whole day physio session for these children for free, absolutely for free. Apart from that, we would have education seminars for the parents as to how they should be able to care for their children with cerebral palsy. Until you get into a situation like that, you don't appreciate the labor of love that these parents contribute every day. They have to sacrifice every day for their children who have cerebral palsy. And so the Celebration of Love is bringing together the love Mrs. Christina Nanswa Hackman left behind, adding it to the love that Ellen, founder of With God Cerebral Palsy Center, the love she's shown to these people, and we are adding it to the love these parents are sacrificing, this labor of love that these parents are sacrificing for their children. So that whole day is a celebration of love. That whole day is a celebration of love. We are saying that what would have been neglected by society, we want to show some love to that. What has brought pain and sorrow and crying to these parents, at least 1 day of respite, 1 day of loving their children, 1 day of experiencing love from the H4P organization. I think it is going to be worth it, the celebration of love.
We'll be right back.
Success is a product of hard and wise work. Is 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the Bishop, where I give you success nuggets for a successful life. To be successful, you must keep moving forward, no matter what. Don't let your past dictate your present. Neither allow your past to influence your future. If you would arrive safely on your success journey, you must learn not to live from your past. Your past victories are supposed to remain in your past, just as your past failures are supposed to remain in your past. Remember, that it is so difficult moving forward whilst looking backwards. To be successful, you must strive to live from your passion and not from your past. No matter what your past looks like, whether good or bad, your future holds more prospects and greater things. Keep moving forward. And if for any reason you have to pause, be sure your feet is on the right place and then stand firm. Gather the needed momentum and move on again. It has taken 60 seconds for me to give you this success tip, but it will take more than 60 seconds for you to put it to work in your life. So start your journey to success now.
The celebration of love in honor of Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman.
I think one of the key factors or key activities for the celebration of love would also be that the H4P Organization, in honor of my mom, my late mom, Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman, whose anniversary we are celebrating, the H4P Organization will be giving gifts to all the parents of these children. Will be making donations to the With God Cerebral Palsy Center. I feel it's important as people of God that we exhibit the love of God, not only to people who can give us something in return, not only to people who can love us back. I think that the love of God is better exhibited when you love someone who is not in the position to love you back. That is what we are doing with the celebration of love, as we remember this great woman, this amazing woman, Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman. I want to join Ellen and her foundation, With God Cerebral Palsy, the H4P Organization. We want to come together as we celebrate a life well lived. My mom, Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman. We are celebrating those who are living and also showing so much love to the vulnerable in society. And I think Ellen is one of the heroes of our time to take it upon herself to do this. I really salute her. I pray for her. I pray that many more people would come together to help her with what she's doing. But for the H4P Organization, it's a determination to always be there for her and these children with cerebral palsy. The celebration of love, I think, would really leave a mark and a heartprint in the lives of the parents and the children with cerebral palsy. I think that the benefit of life is to make other lives meaningful. So that is what we are doing with the celebration of love. And as we thank God for Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman, we thank God for the H4P Organization, we thank God for With God Cerebral Palsy Center, we thank God for Ellen and the good job she's doing. We thank God for all the parents who have children with disabilities. We pray that you be strong. We pray that you keep fighting the good fight. We shall overcome one day. And celebration of love, we pray that it will be the beginning of love. Let love replace the pain. Let love replace the shame. Let love replace the sacrifice. Let love strengthen you for the years ahead. And so the H4P Organization, we are proud. We are very proud to bring together the celebration of love. And we thank God for the strength to do that. For the past 12 years, H4P has been contributing to the development of the disability community in Ghana. And we thank God for the ability to be doing that for such a long time, relentlessly. And we are hoping that for many more years to come, God will grace us with the strength, God will grace us with the resources to keep doing this. I can't wait. I can't wait for the celebration of love. I can't wait to see these children. I can't wait to relate to the families, the parents. I can't wait to share experiences with them, listen to them, share what they've gone through. Sometimes all you need is a hearing ear, someone to listen to you. I can't wait to fellowship with them. So the celebration of love is to celebrate love from all angles. Love from Mrs. Christina Hackman, of blessed memory. Love from Ellen, showing so much love to these children with cerebral palsy. Love from the H4P Organization, always lending a helping hand to the disability community. Love from the parents who have children with disabilities. So it's a celebration of love. So I'm really looking forward to that. So one of the most interesting things is the fact that when we began H4P Organization, the Here for Perfection Organization, our core mandate was anti-malaria campaign. That was what I was passionate about, and it was so because I had read the statistics on malaria, and it was frightening, very alarming. They said that every 60 seconds a child dies from malaria. I mean that is crazy. I mean, every 60 seconds, and I thought somebody must do something. So for me, beginning an NGO, I thought we could be there to help. So we began for the first couple of years with the anti-malaria campaign. We're going all over Ghana, to villages, to cities, distributing mosquito nets, and then educating the general public on the prevention of malaria. Malaria is curable, so it didn't make sense to me at that time, and it still doesn't make sense to me that something that is preventable will be taking so much lives. So that was actually the core mandate of H4P, anti-malaria campaign. The special interest for persons with disability, in spite of the fact that there are other vulnerable groups and all that special interest, interestingly, was birthed in me by one of my mentors, Madame Salome Francois, of blessed memory, an amazing woman. She was the founder of New Horizon Special School. She was a very good friend of mine. I had gone to the school to donate something to the school, and it was actually as part of her anti-malaria campaign. And she took me to her office and asked me a couple of questions, and she shared her story, her journey in the disability world, her experience with her daughter that led her to start New Horizon Special School, and how she has touched lives not only in Ghana but I mean across the world. And I felt like this is something I want to do. This was a great woman. I was sitting in the presence of greatness, and as she shared her story, I knew it was in me to do that. When I heard her, I asked her, how can I help her do what she's doing? How can I help her with the job she's doing? So she was the one that told me that if I would come on board the disability wagon and then spread the word, since I have a media advantage, I have a media setup. H4P is primarily a media advocacy organization. So she was like, if I could help promote the information about disability and talk about disability and all that. So really, that is where my interest for disability, that's where it came from, Madame Francois. And thankfully, she was there all throughout when we began. Her advice, her help. She attended virtually all our programs. She taught me the ins and outs of this job. I always say that now, with what I have become as one of the disability advocates all over, I owe it to Madame Salome Francois. God bless her for that, because the work she did was incredible. And interestingly, the first time we did Celebration of Love, H4P Celebration of Love, the first Celebration of Love was in honor of Madame Salome Francois, and we did it at the New Horizon Special School. I remember the day I went to her house and I told her that, Mommy, you have done this job for over 50 years. You have been part of the pioneers that have built the foundation of the disability movement in Ghana, and we want to honor you. We want to celebrate you. We want to recognize you, appreciate you for all that you've done. She had tears in her eyes, and she said that she's happy that I want to do something like that, but she's especially happy that when she's not there, she knows that there will be somebody to still carry the torch of the disability movement, to be there as a voice of the voiceless, to be there to speak for people who are disabled, especially children with disability. She dealt more with intellectual disability, so she was always telling me, you have to speak for them, because if you don't speak for them, they can't speak for themselves. So it became a core mandate for H4P. So I remember the Celebration of Love. We brought in ministers of state, we brought in dignitaries, and we presented her with that award. We honored her, and she was very, very happy. And my fondest memory about that first Celebration of Love was a very special hug Madame Francois gave me on the day. She hugged me and she whispered into my ears that I'm proud of you. I would never forget that. After my mom passed last year, I took it upon myself that so most of the projects we do in honor of her would also be a celebration of love, because she was, for me, the prototype of love. She was the example of love. I mean, my mom was love personified. She was amazing. The first celebration of love, really in honor of her first anniversary since she passed, was held at Tete Oklu State School for the Deaf. That was a free medical health screening. That was H4P again. We're celebrating Mrs. Christina Nanso Hackman. We had this free health screening for the students and the staff, and even parents of the students of the Tete Oklu State School for the Deaf. It was a whole day full of love, a whole day full of honor. We had several medical personnel coming in from all over. I remember Offhead Arts in Africa that really helped us, and several other people that also came on board. We had drugs to help, screening, quite a number of organizations, especially the Mana Mission Hospital, Zoe Dental Hospital also. They were of great help. I'm very, very grateful to Mana Mission. The director is my friend, my very good friend, and I'm so happy that they all came on board to honor my mom in such a special way. So we thank God for all those that joined hands with us. The Ashaiman Polyclinic, they also were very, very, very helpful. You really have to forgive me if I leave a name out. Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, they were so gracious. They really helped us. So the first celebration of love for the first anniversary celebration of the passing of my mom, Mrs. Christina Hackman, went very well. That was also an amazing time. Free medical care, free health screening. They had a dental session. I think they even had an eye session. They had several things. For me, the passion of the medical staff was very laudable. These are hearing impaired students, deaf students, and you have to sign everything that the medical personnel is saying so that they can understand. And they had patience. I mean, the team we took there, we had the patience to do that. There were some of them that was their first time ever relating with persons with disability, their first time ever caring for persons with disability. And some of them were even sharing their stories and their experiences as to how they have been touched, how they have had the first experience. H4P has given them this first experience of relating with persons with disability.
So we see the general complaints. Any of the students who have any form of complaints will come and see us. And then if need be, we may send them to the lab or to the other areas to either get their ears or eyes checked. And then we prescribe some medications if need be.
I also want to ask about the communication. How are you finding it?
Oh, so we have I have a very beautiful interpreter here who is helping me. But I've picked up on some of a few words, so I will be trying it out.
Medication, everything is being cared for.
Ashiko Bishop Hackman, the CEO of the H4P Organization, thank you for embarking on projects to honor your sweet mother, Mrs. Christina Ananswa Hackman, and bringing relief to the disability community. Your good works cannot be forgotten. God richly bless you.
Oh, Bishop. In fact, anytime I hear the name, there's some kind of joy that comes to my heart. The reason is that I actually met this man when I was at the peak of giving up. Then I decided that, okay, I could do something different rather than looking at the disability of my child. Why is this girl in my life? And that was when we started the center afresh. In fact, we didn't even have windows there because I was then building up the place. So when Bishop heard of us, in fact, he was the first person that brought donation, that is food items for these mothers. And that day, the joy and the kind of excitement and happiness it brought to the mothers, their faces. In fact, it is from that end that help has never ceased from the center. We have been able to stretch out our hands and be able to support more. Because I didn't know whether I was doing the right thing or not, but he came and he was like, this is great. And I looked back and said, really? I didn't even know. And in fact, he is a great man. I always call him a true man of God. The reason is that a man of God does not only take you being at the pulpit and preaching. It goes extra miles. Because sometimes people come to you, they don't need prayer. They need just food to go. And at the end of the day, you pray for them and the thing is still there. As they are going, they are praying that God will meet another person that would actually give or supply me with my needs. And in fact, that is what he does. You come in and it doesn't look at you as others looked at us. As my family looked at me alongside, that why this child? She has committed a sin she has done. No. He actually embraced me. He embraced the children I came along with. He supported us. And since 2017 till date, he has been there. There's no day I've knocked on the door of Bishop, that Bishop, the children are hungry, what do I do? And he has turned his back that, Ellen, not this month, no. Anytime he said, you will hear from us, and truly we hear from him. So I think that he's one special one that is doing God's work in diverse ways. Not only in preaching, because he is good at that. And when those that need the word hears, they actually change their mind. But he also comes in for those that have lost hope. Those that think that God has not treated them fairly. Because we think that, okay, we all went to the labor home. How come I came home with this? How come I don't know when my child is going to work? And he's still there, and he's like, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. And see, I actually think that he's the greatest man I have met. He's a man that gave me hope to move on. From 2016 till date, if I'm still pushing on with this agenda of helping children with special needs, then Bishop is actually the foundation of it. Yes. Because alongside, I remember there was a time, I've never told him, I was planning on taking my life and that of my children. Because I had reached a certain stage in my life that I thought that, not again. At that time, I didn't tell you, I've even closed the center. And I was thinking of taking my life. And he said, Bishop, want to do something special. You know what, are the children there? And I didn't know whether to say yes or no, because I knew I've thrown in the towel. And that very week, that was when I was thinking of which child to go first. And in fact, Nanama was the one I was thinking to go first. After I have taken my poison. And when he called and I said, wow, this man is still there thinking of us. And in fact, that day I put down everything and I wept bitterly, saying that if there is one man out there who has not given up on me and what I'm doing, then I cannot give up on myself. And till then, that was somewhere 2018, 2019. And till then, I think that I've still pushed on. I was on the sick bed at Denmark. I had actually gone for operation and half of my right side was paralyzed and I was lying flat on the bed. And you called again. We want to do something for you. And I think on my sick bed, I saw the items you brought and the laughter on the faces of these children. And in fact, if there's a man we should celebrate, it is Bishop Hackman. I'm telling you, because we have gone to churches, we have gone to programs that they said we want to use your organization to raise funds. And after they were done, we did not even get a peso. We call and the number will ring, they will not even pick. But he hasn't called that, Ellen, I'm using your this thing for no. He called and he said, I want to do this for you. How can I help? And he comes in and he does it. He does it. Sometimes the items you bring is overwhelming. We give to the mothers, we have some to keep for the center. And in fact, my God and the God of this children, they will bless him.
Thank you so much for staying tuned into the Helping Hand TV show. Today has been the special edition. We are talking about the celebration of love. For me, the lesson is this, the motive is this. We all need to lend a helping hand to the disability community. If you know someone who has a disability, this is a season for the celebration of love. Show some love to a person with disability. You can decide, a company somewhere, a business somewhere, an individual, a family, you can decide to make a trip to any disability organization, visit a disabled school, and any institution that helps persons with disability. Pay them a visit, get to know what they need, show them some love. This is the season for love. We are celebrating love, and I'm praying that you would also lend a helping hand to someone with disability, and God will richly bless you. It has been the Helping Hand TV show. We'll come your way again next week. Until then, God richly bless you. And remember that disability is not inability. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.
I know that you love me. And I love you too. And I need you. So let's love again.